I have a hard time imagining the match will go quite as smoothly as our first match against BBZ. I mean, they sort of rolled over and died.
We kind of shot ourselves in the foot with the draft, and then we kind of ran around like headless chickens.
To put up a fight, but overall, yeah, I have a hard time seeing them competing with us.
Decide to flash in. There's the Cataclysm on top of massive Senna ulti. A lot of damage coming up from the side of YUBI as they pick up the first kill in a second. Onto that Poppy. No smite available. This is going to be Dragon going over. Sivlock picks up a double kill, and what a well-executed fight on the side of the Cat boys.
I think Orphic has done a good job as a support. I think it helps that in this league, a lot of the supports are somewhat passive. I think Red is notably worse in mid, though.
It's definitely a huge change, changing from AD carry, where basically you're just like, haha, AD carry, go burr, right click.
So, I mean, last season they had Lights, who is a fantastic mid laner and ended up hitting Diamonds mid-season, which is why he's no longer allowed to be on the team.
Lights was very good at just following everything up, so when a call was made, he would just immediately be there and he would perform his best at all times. Versus with me, it's losing a little bit of the skill level, but there's a lot more communication going along.
He's just a good enough player that all the weaknesses don't necessarily show up until he's facing the very best competition.
Dax actually getting caught out with Lucky Fridge and Zishan. Zishan unfortunately does miss that first trap, but now gets...
I think in terms of mechanics, Dax is the better jungler, but when it comes to overall team coordination and team play, I think Utility has definitely shown that he's probably the strongest jungler in the whole league.
I actually think it's really hard to judge jungler ability because it's so dependent on your laners, and it's so hard to know what communication is going on behind the scenes. So a lot of games in the early game, I tend to not play super aggressively, and I don't think Dax does either, though he's probably more aggressive than I am.
Dax also is the primary shot caller. Since he's less involved with everything, I think that there's sometimes a missed beat, whereas Utility Monster is basically puppeteering all of UB.
You know, I might be the best jungler, but I don't think that's going to be what decides the game, to be honest.
Kerrigan told me I needed to shit talk UB and not be respectful, so UB sucks, BBZ is going to win the whole season.
I think BBZ has this, this notion that we're the biggest rival in the league. They're the #2 team. We beat them in finals last season. I don't think we feel the same way. I think we feel like we're really a step above them, and so it's hard to have a rivalry with someone that you think is just inferior to you in every way.